Welcome to weeks 13 and 14, the final 2 weeks in your course, as well as the end of Unit 4. Before we dig too much into the different options for your population health application project, I do want to bring to your attention that for the environmental and cultural factors assignment that you posted on week 12, you do need to have each individual person in your group go in and respond to the others' presentations by the end of week 13. So each individual is responsible for going in and doing those responses in the discussion page. Now, back to this population health application project. This was mentioned earlier as far as two of the options, the population community presentation and the school presentation, both requiring having a contract signed in order to do that. And the contracts needed to be done by week 9. So if you have not done a contract and it's past week 9, you will need to do the film case study option. But I strongly encourage you to choose one of these first two, if time permits, because they are much more engaging in the community. The first one is the population community presentation. This is where you and your group members will go out and specifically in the community near you, you can go out and present on your population. So if, for example, you studied with your group the homeless population and you feel that the community could use more information about the true issues affecting homelessness and some of the resources that are out there, you would find an appropriate group to go present to. This is particularly pertinent when you look at groups such as those who look at assault and battery, domestic abuse, sexual assault, or those that deal with substance abuse and misuse, as far as good information to pass out in a public forum. Now, this needs to be for adolescents up through adults, not small children, and it would be appropriate for you to select groups such as after-school programs, scout groups, Job Corps, but it needs to be one that fits the information that you are presenting so that there's value added to the community and not just the completion of an assignment. If you look, there's a timeline placed in here to kind of keep you on track, and there's a pretty decent rubric down below that tells you what's expected of you. So that's the population community presentation option. The school presentation option is similar in the fact that you'll be reaching out and doing a partnership, but this time it's with a school, and so you would get in communication with an administrator or a teacher through the school and find a health need that they are seeing with their students, and then you do a presentation with your group to help address and educate on that health need. And so again, the same contract needs to be signed ahead of time, but it does need to be based on a topic that the school identifies as an issue. The third option doesn't involve going out into the community as much, but it's still an application of the information you've learned so far in the semester, and that is the film case study option. In this film case study option, there's a list of films available, and what you're going to be doing is you will be the population health nurse for two characters from the films below. Now, that can be two characters within the same film, or it can be one character from two separate films. It may be more interesting to do one character from two separate films just so you're exposed to more content, and some of the movies are really entertaining to watch. For each person that you select, you will do a public health client assessment. And so in this public health client assessment, there's a demographics section in the beginning that you do, and this is based on observation and what's stated within the film. So you're going to go through, some of this may have to be slightly speculated. If, for example, you can't tell if your person is underweight or average weight, this is giving an overall snapshot of the person that you have selected. Fill this out to the best of your ability. But you also need to make sure that you address all of the prompts below. And this goes into quite a bit more depth about what planning you would do for those individuals, different goals you would set for them, different barriers, as well as interdisciplinary partners that you feel could get involved in order to help out with that specific client. Now, you'll notice that beside these movies, there are some names listed. Those are the characters that you have as options to choose from. I've also put ratings in here. From Nowhere is not specifically rated, but I would say it's probably around like a PG-13. There's not any truly horrible content, but there are things that may not be your favorite to watch with small children or your parents. That being said, there's a few movies in here that are like ABC family movies and that are PG-13, such as Pursuit of Happiness. If you are not particularly offended by more graphic content, the movie Kids, and it is quite graphic as far as language, sex, and drug use, but it is a very complex portrayal of some kids who are living in a large urban area and a lot of the issues they have. There's a lot to pull from as far as filling out the information for the assessment, and there are 3 characters within that one. But when it says NC-17, if you're not familiar with that rating, that's like a level above R. It is quite graphic. Same with the movie Precious. If you have had yourself personally sexual assault in the past or any triggers with that, I would encourage you to be cautious about the movies that you watch. Many of them have quite strong content in them. You can go in and watch trailers for a few. If you have a film you want and a character you have in mind that's not on this list, absolutely bring that up, and we'd be more than happy to look at those options as well, and you may come across some great ones that we can add to our future list. You do need to fill out one assessment for each character. So again, there will be 2 characters total, and you need to make sure that that is submitted in by the end of week 13, as well as your individual responses. So week 14, we're going to talk about intersectionality. Intersectionality is where multiple parts of a person's identity all come together. So for example, if a person is a homeless elderly person, it is also possible, although certainly not always the case, that they also have either mental health concerns or mobility issues. They may also potentially have substance abuse issues. So what you'll be doing is you'll be partnering up with other people in your class that are not in the group you've been working with all semester, and you will be creating a person that has all of those concerns in common. There are a few that would not be logical. So for example, being a teenage parent and an elderly homeless person would not be able to coexist in the same person. So if I encourage you to try to work with people that does make some sort of logical sense. Within that, you'll be doing what's called a FILA and a SWOT, and there's full information about what is being asked of you in each of these assessments. For this, the biggest thing we need to see is your action plan, and then you'll be assessing that action plan based on a SWOT analysis. And again, there's quite a bit more information in here to guide you through those. Now, week 14, you have a few other things that are due as well, it being the end of the semester. So your community service that you needed to do throughout the semester and the reflection piece on that, that was at least 5 hours of community service. As mentioned in the very beginning of the semester, that does need to be submitted by the end of week 14. Any extra credit that you've done needs to be submitted by the end of week 14. And then your time log reflection and evaluation that we discussed earlier also needs to be submitted at this time. With the time log reflection and evaluation, you also need to make sure that your total hours are submitted in the Weber Sync system. There are instructions within the assignment that can walk you through the Weber Sync system. If you do not have your time, the total number of hours, not each individual thing you did, but just the final sum, entered one time, with your instructor's information put as the point of contact, if that is not in the Weber Sync system, no points will be granted for this specific assignment. So please be aware of that. And finally, there's the 1% incentive. As a reminder, if you are not passing the course by the time that you reach the end of the class, and do not have at least an 80.0, you're ineligible to do the incentive or to receive the incentive point. And in order to receive that 1% incentive point, you need to complete evaluations of both the course as well as your faculty member.